There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. Um, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because we're not going to be used. Fear is not going to be something that we're going to, that's going to be.
Clooney should get out of politics and go back to television. Movies never really work for him.
I will if he does. Yeah.
Donald Trump in 5 words.
I can't.
It's too many words.
It's 4 too many words. I think
When George Clooney revealed the truth about Trump, it really shook things up. The orange man's toupee practically spun. Hey, our favorite silver fox didn't hold back, calling out Trump's antics and foolish behavior. But wait, there's more Trump. Being as sensitive as ever couldn't handle the criticism. He fired off a Twitter tantrum that would have made a toddler's meltdown look calm. Stay tuned to see how this Hollywood heartthrob goes head-to-head with the White House's most infamous resident. Remember George Clooney as that charming doctor from ER? The guy who made everyone's heart skip a beat with just his smile and perfect hair? Well, Clooney has swapped his stethoscope for a megaphone, and he's not afraid to speak up. Imagine if your favorite TV star had a sharp sense of humor and wasn't shy about calling out orange-tinted presidents. That's Clooney now, transforming from beloved actor to outspoken advocate, like watching a caterpillar become a butterfly. Back when he was saving lives on ER and making us secretly wish for a fake medical emergency just to meet someone like him, Clooney was already winning hearts. Now he's using that same passion to make his voice heard far beyond the screen.
Yeah. Trump is a big fan of yours. I don't know if you've seen this, but he posted in July. So now fake movie actor George Clooney,
Yeah,
he doesn't know that movies are fake, does he?
I don't think so.
Who never
Hannibal
came
Lecter
close
is his guy.
to making a great movie, is getting into the act. He's turned on Crooked Joe like the rats they both are. What does Clooney know about anything, says the host of Celebrity Apprentice. Clooney should get out of politics and go back to television. Movies never really work for him.
I will if he does. Yeah.
George, our boy, made the smart choice he wanted to help more than just pretend patience. So he started dipping his toes into the tricky world of politics. And trust me, it wasn't all smooth sailing. At first, people told him to just stick to acting and being the good-looking guy on screen. It's funny how some folks think you can't have opinions just because you memorize lines for a living. But Clooney wasn't about to let the critics shut him up. Nope, he jumped right in, like, hold my perfectly aged whiskey. He kicked things off with small projects backing causes close to his heart. Before long, he became a well-known voice for human rights and refugee issues. It's like he checked his bank account, thought, yep, I've got the time and money to actually make a difference, and went for it. And he didn't just throw money around or give the occasional speech. Clooney used his fame to shine a spotlight on problems that needed attention. But writing checks and talking about issues wasn't enough for him. Oh no, George had his sights set on something bigger, or should we say, a bigger orange target. When Trump stormed onto the political scene like Godzilla with a bad wig, Clooney decided it was time to take the gloves off. Known for his quick wit, George turned into a one-man show when it came to calling out Trump.
So last night, George Clooney, be still my heart, sat down with Stephen Colbert and shared his personal take on November's election. Take a look.
I was raised a Democrat in Kentucky, so I've had a lot of fun in my life. You can imagine. It's been nothing but fun.
Sure.
And, you know, I've lost a lot of elections. The first time I voted, it was 1980, so I was a Carter guy, and Reagan won. And then I lost to some Bushes, and I won with some Clintons and Obamas, and I lost. And, you know, this is democracy, and this is how it works. And, you know, what the hell are you
How'd it go
supposed
this time for you? I forgot who you were
Well, I don't
supporting.
know. What am I supposed to do? You know, storm the f***ing Capitol? You know, it's like, it didn't work out. That's what happened.
He feels better because of that. And honestly, some of the things he said would make even the best comedians give him a standing ovation. Like when he called Trump a fascist and xenophobic ouch. That probably stung more than one of Trump's spray tans gone wrong. But Clooney isn't just cracking jokes. He's gone after Trump's policies, behavior, and pretty much everything in between. His criticism has been as harsh as Trump's hair on a windy day. Picture David taking down Goliath if David was ridiculously good-looking and Goliath had tiny hands. So, what made Clooney's latest criticism stand out? Well, let's just say he didn't hold back. He went after Trump with more energy than Trump chasing a bucket of KFC. Clooney called out Trump's divisive words and didn't shy away from labeling him a xenophobic fascist. It's like he was saying, I've seen scarier things in a haunted house.
Yes, no one wants to come to Paris anymore because it's horrible here, apparently. Yeah, well, we have some things to work on in the United States. I think you guys have some of the same issues here, so good luck. Good night.
The worst part? People are now paying more attention to Clooney than to him. Gone are the days of that guy from ER George has become a respected political voice, someone who can actually influence public opinion. It's like watching the class clown become the school principal, only way cooler and much better looking. And guess what? Our favorite orange-tinted Twitter addict is back at it. Yep, Donald Trump, the guy who turned the presidency into a reality show, just couldn't resist firing back when Clooney called him out. It's like watching a toddler on a smartphone, you know. It's going to end badly, but you just can't look away. We all know Trump loves clapping back at celebrities. It's right up there with his love for golf and Big Macs. But this time, he really went overboard. When Clooney criticized him, Trump completely lost it like someone snatched his favorite toy. So what exactly did Trump tweet about our silver fox? Oh, Buttercup, buckle up, this is going to be a wild ride. First, Trump called Clooney a washed-up actor. Then he claimed George was all talk and no action. Ironically, it was like Trump was trying to play the role Clooney never auditioned for, firing shots like it was The Apprentice.
And there's a lot of A-listers in this film. Who is the biggest diva on set? Because Josh was saying it was Tilda.
I think Tilda. I think you know that. And look at her. Clearly, she borrowed Donald Trump's hair to get here. So yes.
It seems like Trump had no clue about Clooney's humanitarian work. But honestly, with just 280 characters and a fragile ego, who needs facts anyway? Trump was too busy throwing shade to notice all the good Clooney's been doing around the world. From supporting refugees to standing up for human rights, George has been putting his fame to good use, not just talking, but actually making a difference. But hey, when you're more focused on firing off tweets than checking the facts, things like that can slip under the radar. It's almost like Trump thought being loud was the same as being right. Spoiler alert, it's not. Meanwhile, Clooney keeps doing what he does best, speaking up, taking action, and proving that he's more than just a Hollywood face.
Can you describe Donald Trump in 5 words?
I can't.
It's too many words.
It's 4 too many words. I think just ultimately in over his head, in a devastating way, unqualified.
Looney Clooney, my personal favorite, and the so-called overrated Hollywood elite have been some of Trump's most memorable targets. Did he really hire a kindergartner to write his insults? It feels like he's playing a game of insult bingo determined to fill the entire card. And his supporters? They ate it up, retweeting faster than you can say "co." It was noisy, messy, and honestly a little embarrassing. For everyone involved, like watching seagulls fight over a single French fry. The surprising part? Clooney, a class act, didn't stoop to Trump's level. No Twitter wars, no clapbacks. Instead, he kept doing what he does best, working to make the world a better place and promoting human rights. While Trump was busy firing off 3 a.m. bathroom tweets, Clooney stayed focused on the bigger picture. If I were a betting person, I'd say Trump's next move might be claiming Clooney was born in Kenya, or that he was just an extra in Ocean's 11. With Trump, anything's possible except, acting presidential. The problem for Trump? This Twitter outburst might have backfired. While his base cheered, the rest of America rolled their eyes so hard they could see their own brains. Attacking a beloved actor who spends his free time helping refugees? Not a great look. Grab your popcorn, folks, because this Hollywood showdown is heating up. Remember George Clooney as that dreamy TV doctor? Well, now he's swapped his stethoscope for a political megaphone, and he's not afraid to use it. But how exactly is he taking on the orange threat? Let's break it down. First, there's Clooney's film magic. But he's not just making movies, he's making statements. Films like Good Night and Good Luck took on McCarthyism, but it also felt like a jab at modern-day witch hunts. And The Ides of March, it was like Clooney saw the chaos of the 2016 election coming and decided to turn it into a movie. But Clooney's not just about the big screen. He's been flexing his financial muscles too, hosting fundraisers that put your average bake sale to shame. He donated $500,000 to the March for Our Lives movement and raised millions for democratic causes. Unlike someone who promised to self-fund his campaign but didn't, Clooney puts his money where his mouth is. And let's not forget his connections. Clooney's got more high-profile friends than Trump has failed businesses. He's tight with the Bidens, the Obamas, and just about every big-name Democrat you can think of. But he's not just collecting selfies, he's using these relationships to push for real change, from Darfur to Syrian refugees. But wait, there's more. Clooney launched his own charity, the Clooney Foundation for Justice, which has been working to help Syrian refugee kids get an education. It's like a giant middle finger to everything Trump stands for. And rumor has it, Clooney's working on a new project that's going to make Trump's Twitter feed explode. Some say it's a documentary exposing the Trump administration's failures. Others think it's a satirical comedy that'll make Saturday Night Live look tame. Whatever it is, you can bet Trump will be firing off tweets at 3 a.m. about it. But is any of this actually making a difference? Absolutely. Clooney's fundraising has pumped millions into Democratic campaigns, and his advocacy has brought global attention to issues Trump would rather ignore. This isn't just Hollywood fluff, it's real impact. Of course, poking the orange bear comes with consequences. Right-wing media has labeled Clooney a traitor, but he's not backing down. When he found out he was on a traitor deck of cards during Trump's presidency, he didn't cry or hide. He said, "I'm very proud of that." Talk about turning lemons into martinis. And it's not just Clooney who's feeling the heat. His family's been targeted too, but instead of cowering, Clooney's channeling his inner Papa Bear, standing up for the underdog just like his dad taught him. He's not just criticizing Trump, he's shouting it from the rooftops. But let's be real, this isn't just about Clooney versus Trump. It's about what happens when you stand up to power. There are real risk threats, backlash, and personal attacks. Will Clooney give up? Not a chance. He's in it for the long haul, standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves. And he's not alone. Celebrities across the board are taking on Trump, from Taylor Swift to Robert De Niro. Some say they're just giving Trump more material for his tweets, but others argue they're actually making a difference. When Meryl Streep called out Trump at the Golden Globes, it was like she dropped the mic on the entire GOP. And Eminem's anti-Trump freestyle? It was fire. Clooney's approach is different, though. He's not just throwing shade on Twitter, he's playing the long game, using his platform to educate, mobilize, and inspire. He's like the James Bond of political activism, smooth, strategic, and always ready with a killer one-liner. And let's not forget, these celebrity showdowns are getting young people interested in politics. It's like they've turned C-SPAN into MTV. Suddenly, kids care more about voter registration than TikTok challenges. Who knew all it would take was a little star power? So, will Clooney's charm and conscience win out over Trump's tweets and tantrums? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this show's far from over. Stay tuned, America.